Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, quick warm-ups. 2-3 minutes tops today, really flying through it, and then we're getting to that practice. So feet, shoulders width apart, check that alignment. Head lifting up, tailbones tucked. Engage the lower abs a little bit to create that length in the spine. And then let's just do a nice circle with our head today. So chin to chest, ear to shoulder, drawing a circle with the nose and around. Some nice warm-ups. Remember, we're never looking up too far. Let's go the other direction. One more circle here, chin to chest, let those shoulders hang down a little bit more, and then back to neutral. All right, shoulders, really moving through those shoulder joints. So alternating or together, think about squeezing them or big arms. Whatever feels good. Remember, it's all about your practice, opening up your body and joints. All right, let's go the other direction. So again, together, alternating or big arm circles, maybe a combination of all three. Whatever feels good. Think about pulling those shoulder blades apart. This is included in that upper body shape that we're always working on. We'll go back a couple of times. Shake them out. And then into that swinging motion. So just let the arms go. Check in and notice how the waist leads the arm movement. So the faster you turn or the slower you turn, the less or more movement we have with the arms. All right, easing off. Back to center. All right, hips. So big circle and around. Really push out, maybe lean back a little bit. Other direction. All right, back to center. Quick move through the knees and ankles. So feet together, bending, small circles. Other direction. And then release, coming back up. All right, so section 3. Deliriously tired last week. Might have called it section 2. All right, but it's section 3. So let's practice from cross hands. Let's go all the way through to that first Fair Lady Works Shuttles. Remember, we're going to spend probably 4 sessions on Fair Lady Works Shuttles just because learning over video makes it hard to find that turn direction as we move around our rooms. So let's take a second. Let's practice the whole thing. Taking that moment, sink into the legs, cross hands. Right arm on the outside. Find your flow. Shift to the right. Embrace tiger. Return to the mountain. Separate the arms. Looks like brush knee with a different meaning. And push. Roll back. Bicycle that right arm up and out. And then turn. Touching left hand to right forearm for press. Push, squaring up, coming over a ball, and then push. Diagonal single whip. Turn your right foot to straight, press down, make that hook, stepping wide enough, and push. Parting the wild horse's mane, shift and turn. Drop the hook, looking over the shoulder, step. Big arms, make sure your left hand is in front of the hips. Shift back and turn. Close, step, big arm movements. Okay, rotate, looking towards that right palm. Follow the right arm as you turn. Last one. Grasping the bird's tail, shift back, turn on that right heel, ward off left. Step, vertical torso. Shift back, turn on the left heel. Rotate, ward off, right. Roll back. Press. And push. Single whip. And push. All right, fair lady, shift back, turn, bring that left arm across. Open up the hook, left hand towards the ribs, turn over the right palm as you step, left arm underneath, wards off up, and then push. Check, everything's going to the corner. Left arm is clearly overhead, right palm is reaching out for that push in line with the shoulder. Now drop the arms, check. How's your footwork? If we turn on our right heel to match the direction of our left foot, do we still have 2 lines between our feet? Yes. Super important. It's very hard to get that standard bow stance to the corner direction sometimes, all right? So let's just do fair lady number 1 a couple of times, and then we're gonna move on to 2. Remember, 1 and 3 are going to be the same, and then 2 and 4 are going to be our big turns. So we're going to move in a couple of directions. Let's just feel comfortable with this one first and foremost. So starting, single whip. Okay, checking in, shift back, turn, left arm comes across, left foot's to the corner, weight still in that right leg here. As you shift back, left hand comes back, right hand opens, and we relax the right foot. Now, step to straight, turn over the right palm. Left arm shuttles underneath. Right arm still to that corner. Left arm goes up as the right hand comes to the shoulder. And then rotate both palms as you push. Feeling good that time? Now that we have the checkpoints, let's flow through it a little bit more. Remember, one of the harder things about traditional yang style is knowing the checkpoints, but finding our flow. So single whip, Fair Lady Works Shuttles, number 1. Shift and turn. Shift back, open up that hook. Turn over the palm and step. Left arm underneath, arm and leg goes together, and then push. All right, feeling good now? Okay, so I want you to watch twice, okay? Normally I say only watch 1 time, but I really want to encourage you to watch twice, because with Fair Lady number 2, you're going to have to look completely away from your screen to make this turn. So watching, I'm just going to demo and then I'll talk you through it. So Fair Lady Works Shuttles number 1, and then we move to number 2. It's a big turn. Okay, so it's kind of like the long way to go from this corner to that corner, but this is how we're going to do it. I'm just going to walk you through and then we're going to break it down. So watch one more time. The first thing we do is we shift back and we press down. Then we do a big turn. Then we relax the right foot, pick up, shuttle the right arm underneath, and then ward off up. Standard bow stance into our push. Okay, are you ready? So, if you did your homework and you did the hip exercises a little bit, it will be a lot easier. If we're still feeling a little bit tight, I'm going to give you some alternate footwork variations. Let's take a moment before we get started, maybe grab onto something, open up the hips. Take a few turns here, lift open. Remember, this is some of the hardest part of the footwork. What is going to challenge us? Hips being open and the placement of the weight in our feet. All right, let's do the other side. Super key to our health right here. All right, let's do one or two more. All right, shake them out. Okay, so remember, we're going for a standard bow stance from this corner, and we're gonna make the turn all the way to this corner. So I'm gonna walk you through step by step, the key being you have to look away from your screen. So let's make a nice bow stance to the corner direction. This is from our first Fair Lady. Okay, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna shift back your weight and turn your waist. So it's going to the rear foot direction to straight, okay? Now, keep your weight in this right leg. You're gonna turn on that left heel, and it's gonna be waist is turning, hips fold in, and you're trying to get your left foot to the straight direction, okay? Yes. Now, the weight's all in the right leg. So as you shift your weight to your left leg, let your right foot relax and go to straight as well. Beautiful. Now you're going to pick up that right foot and you're going to touch with the heel behind you. So just kind of on one line, do not cross. Maybe a little bit to your right side. Now can you open up that foot? So rotate on your heel and see if you can get that foot open to your rear corner direction. Yes, this is the hard point. How do we make it easier? Keep the weight in your left leg. Keep all the weight in the left leg and then open up your foot and then immediately turn on your left heel. So what is this going to feel familiar to? Remember, we're learning all the different parts, right? So we have legs, waist, and arms, or upper body variations. Just for one moment, little reminder. Remember, repulse monkey, diagonal flying. Okay, so when we do repulse monkey and diagonal flying, we step, we open, and then we turn. Standard bow stance to the corner. Okay, same footwork from the second half of this movement, okay? But the first half is what's going to be different, okay? So let's work the standard variation for another moment, and then I'll offer you alternate footwork. So left foot to the corner, okay? First thing, shift and turn from your waist. Now the waist turning here is what's going to lead the movement. This is going to be a throw. You're turning from your waist. You're keeping that weight in the right leg, and you turn that left on that left heel to 6 o'clock. Okay, now as you shift your weight, relax the right foot. All the weight's in your left leg. Okay, now you're going to pick up diagonal flying footwork. You're going to touch with the heel. Open up the right toes and then immediately shift that weight forward and turn on your left heel. Okay, so now at this point you should be able to kind of peek at your screen. All right, now can you check? Turn on your left heel. Do you have standard footwork with 2 lines? Yes. All right, so remember, we're going to go over this a lot. We're going to have a second opportunity because 1 and 3 are the same, and 2 and 4. So we have 4 corners of Fair Lady Works Shuttles, and we're going to have an opportunity to really hone this in again. So let's do that footwork. I'm going to offer you a variation, okay? So if you'd like, you can watch. We're going to do this a couple of times. The first thing we do is we shift to the right leg and our torso turns. We keep turning from our torso and we turn that left foot as far as possible. Then we relax that right foot. Now we're going to step back and we're going to turn on that left foot to straight. Then we're going to sink and we're going to step out to the corner direction. So it's the same thing as diagonal flying's alternate footwork. So essentially, what are we doing? We're just adding an extra step so then we can step or turn and then make that transition to the corner, okay? So remember, the key to the footwork is weight transfer and waist turning, okay? So if you're keeping your weight 50-50 or you're not turning your torso, it's gonna make it harder, okay? So bow stance, left leg forward. Where's our torso? We're to the straight direction, okay? So now you can see if I hold the arms up, we shift back and look, the torso starts turning. Now, what leads all of this? Torso turning, weight stays in the right leg. Then we shift the weight to the left leg and relax the right foot. Then we can step behind. Then we step with the left foot. We have to transfer back. So we have a bow stance and then we transfer to the corner. Okay? Nice. Let's do it again. Holding those arms up really does help. Remember, weight and waist, key to balance. What else? Are you breathing? Okay. Are you lifting through the crown of your head? If you're trying to look down at your footwork, it's going to throw your balance off. Okay. Remember, we're in section 3 now. You have a standard bow stance. Your body knows what a bow stance should feel like if you just trust yourself, okay? So stepping out, corner direction, waist is turned so that our torso is straight. Then we're gonna shift back and we're gonna turn. Then turn on your left heel. Turn to straight. Okay, now relax that right foot. Pick up, step. Maybe it's just that turn and open. Now what's the key here? See how my weight is in that left leg still? Then I can immediately turn for a bow stance. Okay? All right. Now, just watch. I'm going to show you from the other direction, okay? So I'm going to turn and I just want you to watch the feet, okay? That's all I'm going to do. So I'm starting here and I'm going to go here, okay? So I shift back and then look, we turn on that left foot. Then we relax the right foot, pick up, step, sorry, disappeared off screen. Okay, restarting. It's hard over a camera, right? So, okay, we shift and then we turn. Okay, that foot's to straight. Then we relax and both feet are to straight. Then we pick up and step, open. See how that waist turns a little, but the weight's still in the left leg. Then we turn everything together. Okay, so weight in our footwork is going to be key. All right, so let's do it again. Normal direction. I don't want to confuse you. It will get easier when we get all 4 corners, okay? Because then it will be that direction I just went. All right, so let's start. Left foot forward to our normal corner direction. Arms are up so that we can get that waist turn. Shift and turn your torso to 3 o'clock. Now weight's in your right leg. Keep it in your right leg so you can turn on that left heel as far as possible, basically. Okay, now shift your weight to the left leg and relax your right foot. Your hips and everything are going straight now. Okay, pick up your right foot. Just touch with the heel. Don't open those toes yet, just touch. Okay? Find your balance. See how that weight's in your left leg right now as your heel's just touching? Keep that weight in your left leg as you open up the foot and the torso a little bit. Now turn on your left heel, bow stance. Probably was a little bit easier then, right? That transition is key about having the weight in your left leg, okay? If you transfer to the right leg too soon, that's where your balance is going to become off, all right? So Let's talk about the arms. All right, so we're starting with our right arm extended and our left arm overhead. Remembering what? We're not on one plane, we're on two, okay? The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna press down with the right forearm and you're thinking about grabbing with the left. So we're connecting. So we're pressing down together, okay? Where do we end up? Fingertips pointing to forearm center. Is this starting to feel normal? Yes, okay? When in doubt, forearm center, 45 degrees. Pretty much standard answers, okay? So from here, we're gonna turn our waist and we press down, okay? The next thing happens when we turn a big turn. So what are we doing? We're grabbing our opponent and we're using our waist to turn and throw. Turn. Yes, okay? That's it. So think big arms here, okay? So look at your screen for a second like this. Big, okay? So we're gonna go from here and we're gonna go big. Now do you notice, watch the left arm. It doesn't change very much, okay? So we do our press down and then we turn and we're thinking about throwing our opponent away. Now, what would it never be? Just the arm, right? We're never just gonna be like this. There's no power here, right? We wanna use waist. Yes, okay? And the thing to watch out for when we do this turn, because we love this turn, right? This part feels really good. This is like, yes, we're chucking someone over there, okay? Don't go too far, okay? Remember, less is always more. So we have big arms, but we're still rounded and in front versus here, okay? All right, so we're gonna turn for a second. So think we're gonna be here, okay? We're gonna do it how we would do it. So we press down and a little turn. Then we turn and we're looking away from our screen. Okay, now I want you to turn to your right. Keep turning, because this is where we're gonna end up, okay? All right, now you can peek over your screen, right? So from here, what's gonna happen? Both palms are gonna rotate. So the left one's easy. The left one's just gonna turn up, okay? That's all it's doing. The right arm has to shuttle. How does it shuttle? It's going to come underneath, okay? So the right arm is not gonna scoop, okay? That's the one thing to avoid. The right arm's gonna rotate and it's gonna come underneath, okay? So I'm gonna show you from this direction. It's gonna come underneath, okay? I'm gonna turn one more time, okay? Underneath, okay? Not scooping, not big circle, okay? Try to stay on this plane and come underneath. Probably one of the hardest parts of this movement, okay? Yes. How do we get that underneath without doing this, without doing this, okay? With trying to stay on this plane and come underneath. So we actually move out to the side a little bit and then come back. So Tai Chi, right? I want to go forward, I go back. I want to go left, I want to go right. Well, here, watch. We do a big circle to the right and we keep that circle going and then we close, okay? So think about this. Turning and then coming underneath, okay? Don't worry, we're gonna have plenty of opportunities to practice. This is really hard, okay? This is really hard, especially over video. You don't have 4 people around you in a room to say, okay, now I can look at you. Oh, now I got this person and that person, right? It's like oh, it's me by myself and I gotta figure this out, okay? So from our corner, we press down. Then we think about turning our waist. Now, both palms turn to the sky and the right arm comes underneath. Okay? Now this is going to be normal Fair Lady. Okay? We think up and down. So now that left hand is sitting in front of the shoulder, so not too low. Bring it up. So then from here, forward and back, up and down, all combined together. Yes. Okay. So I want to start this way so you can see it all. So right palm, left hand's overhead. Okay. The first thing we do, we press down. I'm just trying to show you a different direction. We turn and then look, shuttling through. Okay. Up and down. This is what I want you to see. Hand in front of the shoulder, because forward and back, up and down together. Okay, why is it important? This is going to be a strike. Okay, so first and foremost, we can think breaking a grab or blocking a punch because we don't know what's happening, right? So let's break down the martial arts. Just watch one time. I'm going to break it down. If we're here, the first thing we can think of is connecting to someone, and then we throw them away, right? Well, what's coming from behind? I don't know. Block, right? Block out. Now I'm connected to whatever direction that attack was coming from, and then I can push to my opponent, okay? So this is the meaning. Remember, our goal is to have agility or the ability to change with our footwork in any direction. This is the great balance aspect of Tai Chi. This comes from strong legs with great alignment and good weight transfer. So making empty and full clear. One of the principles of practice, right? Separate empty and full. Now this doesn't just come down to footwork. This also comes down to our arms as well, but that's a whole nother thing, okay? So right now we're just gonna focus on the footwork. So let's do the arms, okay? So left palm's overhead, right palm is pushing, okay? First thing we do, we press down, fingertips pointing to the forearm center. Then it's the waist turning that leads the arms. Okay, now you don't have to turn, you don't have to look away right now. We just want to know turning, okay? Now, right arm's going to go back a little bit. Both palms are going to turn to the sky, and you shuttle underneath. Okay, now, ready? Up and down. And then protect your head and push out. Okay. Pretty easy when we do it that way. Let's do it that way one more time. Don't do the whole turn yet. We're going to do that next, okay? So from here, push down. Then we think waist turn leads that big arm movement, right? Now keep that right arm turning. Pulling back. Both palms face the sky. Right arm underneath. Okay. Up and down. And push. Yes. Yes. The big thing with the push is think about having this palm as much in front of your shoulder as is possible. Okay. So avoiding this here with a wrist turn, always trying to keep wrists in line, most amount of energy, right? Good for the joints. Okay. And then it just can go straight out, right? So if we're in front of the shoulder already, it can just go right out. What's the best distance between 2 points? A straight line. How do we get the most power? A straight line, okay? How do we deflect? Circles, okay? How do we get someone's attack away from us? How do we redirect? Turning and circling. But when it's our turn to issue power, we want to go the shortest route from here to here, not from here to here. Okay, there's going to be less power coming from here, going up to shoulder height, than from starting at shoulder height and just rotate and push out. Okay? All right, so now without the footwork, we're just going to walk our feet a little bit just so that you can feel what it feels like to look away from your screen with the arms. Okay? So right hand's pushing out, left palm's overhead. The first thing we do is we turn and our torsos to straight. Now, when we do the throwing, you should be completely away from your screen now, okay? Now, as we relax our right foot, you're still going to be looking away. You're going to turn both palms to the sky, okay? This is why I wanted you to look away, because this is the hard part, okay? When you step out with that right foot, that right arm's going to come underneath. Then when you ground that right foot, you're going to bring a little bit of weight into it and do up and down. Then we do our bow stance and we push out. Okay? So now we're going to put it together. I know. Trust me, this is like single-handedly one of the hardest movements to learn over video, okay? So let's try it. We're gonna go nice and slow. You can stop and pause when you're turned away from your screen so that you can look. I'm gonna hold it for a split second so that you can check and see if your position matches mine at 2 different points while we're looking away. So take that second, peek behind, see, or peek this way, whatever feels good, and see how you're doing, all right? So left foot to corner direction, right palm pushing, left hand overhead. First things first, shift your weight back, turn from your waist, press down with the arms. Okay, step 2, turning on your left heel. Turn from your waist, big arms. Okay, this is that first checkpoint. The weight should be all in your right legs. You should have those big arms. Okay, second one, as you shift your weight to your left leg and you relax your right foot, both palms are going to turn to the sky. So left arm is to straight, right hand is by your ribs, both palms to the sky. Okay, as you draw that foot in, touch with the heel, bring that right arm underneath. Now when you open those right toes, that left arm should be to the corner. This is our checkpoint. Now, a little bit of weight moves in and we do up and down. Then we go into Fair Lady Works Shuttles number 2. Okay? All right, we're going to do this a few times. Remember, this is hard. Okay? It's not just you. Everyone struggles, and everyone struggles even in person. So don't feel like, it's just a video thing. This is just a difficult movement. So from the corner direction, all right, Fair Lady Works Shuttles number 1. Shift back, waist turn, press down. Turning and pulling, turn on that left heel. Okay, relax, bring that right hand to the sky at your ribs. Okay, so take a peek for a second. Relax out of your position. Look behind you. Both feet are to the straight direction. Left palm is to the sky to straight. Right hand is at the ribs. Perfect. Now, pick up, just touch with the heel and start bringing that right arm underneath. Okay, now as you open the foot, bring that left arm to the corner, but keep that weight in the left leg. Then a little bit of weight. So check here. See how most of my weight is still in this back leg, but I still have connection to the ground with the right leg, but I'm saving most of it for the palm push. Okay, is it feeling better a little bit? This is something that just takes a lot of practice, okay? We're going to do it a few more times. Remember, we have 4 corners, okay? So let me just take a second for your brain. I'm going to show you the other 2 corners so that you can see where we're going, because next session is going to be super easy, so we're going to have tons of time to focus on this again, all right? So we start at number 1. We press down, we turn, both palms to the sky, we step, and then we push. Okay, number 3, press down, step, open, shuttle, go out, and then push. Number 4, press, turn, palms to the sky, step, open, and push. Okay? I don't know why they decided to make it all these big things besides having that ability to change our footwork, but these are the fun corners that we get to do. personally one of my favorite movements because I love the big arms. Okay, so that's why I know you have to rein it in, because I know I also have to rein it in because it feels so good. All right, so let's practice a few more times. Remember, next session is going to be a lot of practice as well, so don't feel like you have to get this in one class. All right, left foot forward. Number 1, press down and turn. Weights in your right leg. Keep it in your right leg as you turn on that left heel, big arms. Shift that weight to your left leg, relax the right foot, both palms to the sky. Okay, right arm comes underneath and you step up and down with a little bit of weight, and then push and block overhead. Okay, yes. Remember sometimes that you'll get the final posture before you get the transition. Okay, so we always have single movement practice as well. All right, so there's always single movement where we can just focus on this and this, or we have still practice, right? So then we can go with our right foot to the corner and we can check our final position and see how we feel, adjusting head, lifting up, making sure we're on 2 planes, not 1. Torso's turned, but the hips are still open. So if you get into the final posture, you're killing it right now, okay? Remember, first time going through these movements, so don't feel like you have to nail this transition, okay? Let's do it one more time. Get one more practice in. All right, so nice starting position. Left hand's extended overhead, right palm's pushing out. Shift back and press down. Big turn. Okay, now as you relax that right foot, both palms to the sky. Remember, right hand is going to be by your ribs. Okay, pick up, shuttle that right arm underneath, ward off up, and then push. All right. Yes. All right, remember, next session, we're going to do a ton more practice, so don't worry, all right? Thank you so much for joining me. It was great having you here.